Hello, we are from Group 3. We will discuss material from Chapter 4, Reading Intelligence. I am Nissa Azzahra, is moderator, and of course, I am not alone here. I am accompanied by several colleagues. The first is Astrid Yuliyanti with the Let's 30-digit NPM 036. The second is Ariva Mistriatin with the Let's 30-digit NPM 073. Then there is Dini Aulia with the Let's 30-digit 077. Diva Nadhya with the Let's 30-digit NPM 079. And myself, Nissa Azzahra with the Let's 30-digit NPM 139. There are three discussions of material that we discussed in the presentation. The first regarding varietants, the second regarding phenotypic varietants, and finally mutation. Okay, let's just discuss the material.
The Earth is inhabited by billions of organisms, every one of which is unique. Individuals belonging of different species are usually easy to distinguish. A member of the same species may differ only in small ways, but even clones, such as identical twins, show some subtle differences. The differences is between individuals of the same species are called variation. These differences may be the result of the genetic differences, the influence of the environment, or a combination of genetic and environment influences. Genetic differences reflect the genotype of an organism, that is, its genetic makeup. A diploid organism has two sets of the chromosomes and two from alleles of each particular gene. This allele may be the same. The organism is homozygous for that gene, or different. The organism is heterozygous for that gene. If different, one of the alleles, the dominant allele, may mask the other allele, the recessive one allele. The dominant allele is therefore expressed in either the heterozygous or the homozygous condition, whereas the recessive allele is expressed only in the homozygous allele or homozygous condition. If an organism is haploid, that is, it has only one set of the chromosomes, all its alleles will be expressed and will be reflected in its observable or measurable characters. The features of traits transmitted from parent to offspring. So, for now, let's move on into phenotypic variation, continuous and discontinuous. Next, I'd like to turn to something completely different. The genetic innate information base determines behavior when a species environment varies little from generation to the other generation, or in communication when an ambiguous messages need to be sent. and received a figure. Similarly, many of the signals used in animals' communication are innate, produced the same way by all members of a species. The constancy that comes from having the signal and its interpretation genetically encoded makes the messages is unambiguous. Combination or facial expression, hair aggression, and tail posture give dogs to the other dogs a universal set of message. The other animals use a combination of genetic and learned information in forming their signals. Some birds can produce the means of their songs without ever hearing or heard another bird's songs. But birds require hearing songs during development to reproduce the song of their own species correctly. This last example demonstrates how innate components can be used as building blocks for modifiable behavior. But animal behavior can be innate, reflecting a strong genetic basis. So that's all from me, Ariva Mistriatin.
Hello, my name is Astrid Yuliyanti. Here I will explain about phenotypic variation, continuous and discontinuous, the measurable physical and biometrical characteristic of organism. Whether observed or not, makeup is phenotype. The phenotype results from the interaction of genotype and the environment. The genotype determines the potential of an organism, whereas the environmental factors to which is exposed determine to one strain this potential is fulfilled. For example, in humans, the potential height of a person is genetically determined, but a person cannot reach this height without an equate gait. Phenotypic variation is of two main types, continue and discontinue. In continuous variation, differences are slight and grade into each other. Characteristics such as human height and weight show continuous variation and are usually determined by a large number of genres and are considerable environmental influence. In discontinuous variation, the differences are described and code they do not merge into each other. Discontinuous variation are generally caused by difference as of one, two, or only few genus. Continuous variation are usually quantitative. They can be measured. Continuous variation are qualitative. They tend to be defined subjectively in descriptive. Thus, height in humus is a continuous variation, give a flu in MERS, where height in sweet peach is discontinuous variation, described as tail or dwarf. Oke, wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Hello everyone, I'm Dini Aulia, you can call me Dini. Now, I will continue the explanation about inheritance. In inheritance, there are many variations, one of which is mutation. Genetic variation arises from sexual reproduction through random selection, crossing, and fertilization. The last thing that is inherited is mutation. Mutations are changes in the structure of DNA. If the information contained is DNA is mutated, it can cause changes in characteristics of individuals or organisms. Mutations in the body cells of multicellular organisms or somatic mutations are limited to body cells derived from the mutated cells. They are not inherited. Mutations can occur spontaneously as a result of errors in DNA replication or errors during cell division, or can be induced by various environmental factors.
Hello everyone, I'm Diva Nadhya Febriani, NPM 222154079. In here I will explain about chromosome mutation and gene mutation. Okay, alterations in the number or structure of chromosomes are called chromosome mutations. Chromosome mutations can happen during mitosis and meiosis. Homologous chromosomes may fail, resulting in non-disjunction. Chromosome mutations occur during interphase when DNA replicates and crossing over when sections of chromosomes are exchanged. Gene mutations are changes in the nucleotide base. Squinch in a cistern are changes of single nucleotide base pair is called a point mutation. There are number of types of point mutations include substitution, deletion, and addition. Sickle cell anemia is an example of an inherited condition that results from substitution. Gene mutation may also result from duplicate and inversion.
Most mutation, if experienced and harbored, not however than in depleted organisms such as afrosoban, mutation usually result in recurrent allelings. These are experienced only in the homozygotes, a condition unless the mutation is on the X chromosome. Many mutations result in a change in the shapes of a protein so that the protein cannot function properly. For example, the mutation that causes sickle cell anemia. Mutations that have a large section of a gene and chromosome mutation are often highlighted. Overall, some mutations have no effect. A mutation may occur in a non-coding part of the DNA. It may produce a different codon for the sub-amino acid or the amino acid sequence. Might not affect the protein's shape of your function. Oxalation mutation is beneficial change the phenotype so that an organism has a better chance of surviving and reproducing. Although beneficial mutations are very rare events, they are bound to happen sooner or later if the larger number of individuals in a population. So many presentations from our group we oblige in the if there are word mistakes for all listen apologies. Okay, thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. In conclusion, let me leave you with this thought. In certain colonies of genetic variation, which can be a discriminating feature between one organism and another, then there is continuous and discontinuous phenotypic variation. mutation kills, and finally there are stage of chromosomes and mutations. From here we can find out why and how bioversion can cause. So finally this is it's from us. So many presentation from our group we oblige in the if there are word mistakes for all listen applause. Okay, thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.